Hello everybody, my name is Offbeat Outlaw. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Q&A session of 7C's 6 Idiots. So, you might not know what this is. You might have no clue what this is because you're one of my YouTube subscribers and you're not following me on Twitch and you aren't watching the Wednesday uploads.
That's why I'm on your freaking Twitch.
So, I think we all learned a valuable lesson. So here's how this is gonna go. I am going to be asking our cast some. Will this be on Twitch? No, this will not be on Twitch, by the way. This is just a YouTube exclusive. Wow. So have fun, enjoy yourself, guys. I've got an ice cream. It's a sandwich and it's a macaroni.
YT exclusive.
So here's how this is gonna go. I'm gonna ask the cast some questions, and then I have some viewer submitted questions, and I'll be taking some questions from the chat as well to ask the cast. And I've just realized that my camera is lagging the hell out, so I'm going to close this program. You guys are going to see something really funny for a bit. Here we go. No camera. That's hot.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
And now I'm kind of low res.
I'm still looking great.
Thank you. Anyway, here we are, everybody. So, first questions that I have for the cast, we'll answer this way.
That means nothing to me. You gotta say names.
No idea what
everything to the audience.
Oh, right, that's true. We're gonna be starting with Ballad, going to Marcus, then to Piggly, then to Bunny, and then to Liz. So this first actually, Helmsworth, you're not allowed to answer this question because you've played D&D before. But for all of us who are new to D&D, or more inexperienced, I guess, in D&D. What has your experience been so far in D&D? Who would like to go?
What was the question?
What was the order again?
Hi everybody, welcome to the Q&A session.
We're professionals.
We're professionals. So I know Piggly, I know Mash Butson, I know Ballboy have played D&D before, quite extensively. Marcus, I know you had that whole series, but I don't know how much D&D you've played since. You're talking about that stuff on TikTok. Caroline, and Liz. So let's go Marcus, Caroline, and Liz. I know you guys are fairly new to D&D, sort of. What has your experience been so far? Let's start with Marcus.
Yeah, well, I don't have much experience in general. I think, oh my goodness, my experience is that I DM'd oh my goodness, it's just D&D for noobs on steroids during high school, literally a 1-hour session every week with my friends. And then a brief, I think it was just 1 3-hour adventure sometime in university. But it's been fucking brilliant so far. Outlaw's a brilliant DM, and it's just I enjoy playing stupid characters in general because that way when I fuck up, it's just me in character.
Exactly.
I completely disappoint everyone. It's just that my character is stupid. You see? That's why we're doing it. But it's so much fun playing Dorg. I'm having such a brilliant fucking time. It's awesome.
Excellent. Caroline.
Oh yeah. For people in chat who are asking, I am eating very spicy noodle. So woo. Yeah. I think it's going great. So I had only ever played just the one shot with Dice Cream Sandwich before this. I feel like I am not good at this game, but I am enjoying like just being Bunny, and the same thing. Like I mess up all the time, or like don't even remember that I have feats, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, I'm having a good time. I think it's going well.
That's awesome, and you are playing D&D very well. You're very good.
Oh, thank you.
My dice are just better than you.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Liz, what's your experience been so far?
Really little, and the experience I did have was either terrible or just like very abrupt, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Fair.
So very little. And this is the kind of time I was like, I'll consider this like my first go, and like I'll really throw myself into it. And it's been a blast. I like strategy. I like hanging out with my friends and put them together with some theater. Bene, you know? It's really, really fun. Again, like Offbeat does such an incredible job of DMing, and everyone here is so great. And like I love our dynamics. I think what also makes me really, really happy is like I can see my improvement as a player. I don't think I'm good. I'm gonna take Caroline's line. I don't think I'm good, but like I definitely like see myself improving, and I'm proud of myself for that.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now that you are very good at D&D because you haven't died yet, and that's all that matters.
You're better than.
Does that mean I'm
you're
very
better than
bad at
Ballad?
D&D?
Yes, that's exactly what
Yeah,
that
you're
is.
bad. By all metrics, Ballad's the worst one here. He's
Yeah,
died
by that
3
very
times.
specific metric.
That's been great. Thank you guys. Thanks guys for your answers. This question I'm gonna ask to everybody. We'll go reverse order. So we'll go Liz, Caroline, Mass Budson, Marcus, Ballad Boy. But what was your inspiration for your characters? Liz. Take us away.
Making stuff up on the fly on the call with Offbeat. like, it came to mind. I was like, yeah, that's gonna be fun, throw this in there. And I vividly remember us like laughing about like random things and like oh, like you need someone's like, so we'll put Jaquin in there and they'll be great. And now like Jaquin's such a big part of like everything. Inspiration is really just like there was none. But like I just kind of went for it, and yeah.
I guess then for a follow-up question for you then, Liz, is what inspiration are you drawing from in the sessions when you're playing Satine? Or is there any inspiration you're taking going forward? Or are you just entirely seating your pantsing this whole thing? That's okay if you are. I'm just genuinely curious. That's it.
I mean, I've definitely grounded her like in her characterization, and so I have like certain things that like I know she would do and how she would act. There's like no specific thing or someone I model her after, but the one thing I wanted to do is have her just change, like have that like really nice arc, and I already see it coming, and it's like very exciting.
Oh, she ain't done arcing either. See, there's
I know she's climbing.
Oh, thank you so much, Caroline. Same questions.
Yeah, sorry. Liz is like, you barely begin. I'm just arcing. I've barely begun to arc. Always Sunny. Sorry. So, yeah, Bunny is me. Bunny is me. Maybe a little bit more oblivious. I'd like to think I'm perhaps a little less oblivious than Bunny, but like, her parents are druids, so they're healers, much like my family. I come from a family of doctors.
I thought you were gonna say I come from a family of raccoons. They're druid
I
wild.
really thought you were going to say I come from a family of druids.
No, healers would be the idea. I guess maybe that would have been more clerics, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, Bunny is just me. The only thing I didn't do, I guess I don't regret it, especially at this point, having Piggly as a gnome as well, but typically I always like to I love elves. I always like to make my characters elves, but I had just done the one-off. Offbeat was there, and I had been Lysanthera, who was an elf bard, so I was like, I gotta change it up. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, just like improv on the fly during the sessions.
That's awesome. Mass Budson, same question. What is, just so the viewers who are just tuning in, this question is, what is the inspiration for your character that you're playing, or if there is one, and if not, what is currently what is like helping you play the character?
Yeah, so my character building technique just always starts with one kind of specific idea, and this time it was, I want to play a werewolf. And I think that was like the exact message I sent to you or something along those lines. It was like, is there a way I can play a werewolf? Like, are there mechanics? And then like went through all the archetypes, and we're like, oh, there's this UA beast barbarian archetype.
Yeah. So
it's like, okay, that works. Now, how do I make a barbarian character? Because I don't like very stereotypical,
like big oaf barbs.
Yeah, I like being a little bit more off. So it's like, okay, littlest, one of those smallest races I can find, gnome, and I make him like the most cheerful, positive person to offset this darker, base persona, and then we kind of started building a whole character off that. And like, I didn't put very much work into the backstory. We just kind of had a very general idea. And then as I got into Piggly, you start like, I don't know, building mechanics around like how you play it and how you improv off anyone, like not inciting anyone. That was something that just kind of came up on the fly because like stuff just develops as a part of your character. So it was just starting with a very specific, I want to be a werewolf, and then building out from that idea.
That is excellent. Marcus.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think of the various layers here. I knew that when I was making Dorg, I basically always played a melee character in every role-playing game ever. I just like being the person at the front of the action, beating people up with a big hammer or sword or whatever.
Respect.
That just that's my jam. And then I knew I also just wanted to not play a not particularly complicated character. Like, not the unintelligent thing came into it as well, but it was mostly just I have a tendency to overcomplicate backstories and make ridiculously complicated characters. And this time I was just like, fuck it. He's just some half orc who just like grew up in a backwater and like hopped from ship to ship and like just he's not that smart. He doesn't have a lot going on, but he like gains significance through his actions. And I just like the idea of playing some like unremarkable who becomes remarkable and otherwise is just kind of a cool fucking guy to hang out with. And that was the main inspiration behind Dorg, and just I don't know how the half orc part came into it. I just think it like I was on the whole like, let's make him a dumb brute who's also really good at drinking kind of way in a totally not reflection of my own inner flaws. But it was it was just a good mentality to fall into, and I just wanted to be like a relatively simple but still really fun and like kind of noteworthy character in my own way.
That's awesome. Thank you. Helmsworth Free, or Ballad Boy, as he's commonly known.
Okay, so originally I didn't want Helmsworth to have any backstory whatsoever. I just wanted him to show up on that boat, and I would literally have all my backstory be funneled through Offbeat. But then he notified me about how ridiculous that was and how hard that would be on him. And I agree.
I was like, why do you hate me? Why do you do this to me?
And so we just started. And so I was like, okay, if I have to do something, let's just make something up. And so we did. And then we just made up some crazy stuff. And then that's how his backstory just became a lot more complicated than I initially planned, since I initially planned for it to be nothing, and it became like so much more than that. But pretty much I was pretty much looking for like a sort of like always in control of the situation, like doesn't show that like always in over his head, but like never kind of shows that he's not in over that. He always seems like he's like on top of the situation, and like he always has like he's pretty witty, and that I pretty much made him Indiana Jones mixed with Jack Sparrow. That's what I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty much what I was going for.
That was my inspiration.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I was going for. It's just like he's a guy that just like bumbles his way through things. And then he's just able to just completely stay on top of things no matter what. And he's got like that little hint of glib, roguish charm about him.
Just a hint.
I have a question for you, Offbeat. Whose backstory took the longest? Or like whose is just the longest like page in general? Or what took the longest to flesh out?
Piggly, yours was the shortest. I can guarantee that.
By far, it was like.
Yours is like in my like how I'm keeping track of all this is we got a document of your backstory. Because, all right, I'm gonna give all DMs a little bit of a tip. All right, if you're making a homebrew campaign, like I always do, get your characters to make their backstories first, then build your campaign. It's a lot of work, But what you can then do is weave their backstories into your campaign. So what I did is I waited for all of them to do their stuff. I had an idea what was going to happen on the island, but I hadn't named anything, hadn't placed anything. I hadn't really done much work other than building monsters at that point. And I have a pantheon that I just interchangeably splat throughout my campaigns. But then I hopped into a call first with Liz, and Liz, because she was the first, got a bunch of groundwork laid out for a lot of for a large part of the campaign, which is why if you guys have been watching the sessions, Liz's character Satine has kind of been like a big focal point in the campaign thus far. However, she's only one of the 5 people, so hers is long because a lot of hers is lore and world building. I'd say Bunny's is actually second, because hers was the second person I talked to with lots of lore and world building as well, which is why I need you guys to question Bunny more in the campaign.
We tried!
You guys keep that. She has I love her backstory so much. I think it's so cool.
You literally tried!
I know, but I'm just saying. Next was Helmsworth, then it was Marcus, and then it was you, Pigley. So Helmsworth was like because he was the last person I talked to. His backstory was kind of like me tying up loose ends in a way. So, yeah. Yes, Mash Butson, you have another question.
I'm gonna steal someone else's question that I saw like 20 minutes earlier. Andrew Oliver, how did you guys come up with your character names?
Oh, I can answer mine.
Mm-hmm.
For every single character that I make, I choose a random letter of the alphabet and I make sounds with my mouth until I can feel something, and that's how it happened.
Okay, I'm like half exactly the same. Where it's like, it has to ultimately feel good on the tongue. But I know for me, because I knew I didn't want a last name, because like dude's was born to a fucking bartender and a traveling trader. Like he doesn't have a last name. And then I knew like I wanted a half orc, so I very guttural like letters and words in there. R, D, Z, K, G, whatever. And then I just picked one to start with, and then I just like Dak or Darg or Dorg. Let's go with that. And then Sea Swill is just like, he's a pirate and he drinks.
Yeah, it worked.
A+. Caroline?
Yeah, so again, I come from a family of druids, which I have many siblings. So I figured druids in the forest, bunny.
Bunny.
I tried because my character before was an elf, and I was like, oh, I gotta get a really elvish sounding name. I was Lysanthera. So I was like, what does gnomish even sound like? I was like, forget it. I'll just be a bunny. That's it. And I wanted to be peppy. I knew it was kind of like I knew what voice I wanted to do, and then it was like bunny makes sense for this.
Interesting. Liz.
So the first one, Satine. That was a Google search. I think it was on a call with you. That was like rich sounding name.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
And then Helena is a shout out to my first lead role in high school.
Midsummer?
Yep.
Of course you were Helena.
What is that supposed to mean?
You acorn!
I just hate Midsummer. I hate Midsummer with a passion. It has nothing to do with you. I just can't stand that play. I'm sorry.
Honestly, very fair. I saw a version of Midsummer in England. Oh God, was my story that bad?
Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys for watching.
I've offended Liz's honor.
My cat won't say hi. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay. Alrighty. Well, that was a good tangent. Let me just get back onto my notes. My notes. Why'd I say it like that? God, what's wrong with me?
Did you give the reason for your name, Spudson?
I did not, but mine is always just based off of whatever joke I can think up. So just like, I think I was just going through like animal names since he was going to be a werewolf and just kind of like going through what work. And then I was like, Piggly and then Pink and Ugly. The joke in the first episode came to mind. I was like, oh, well, there it is.
Yeah. Excellent.
I have a question. What about Offbeat? I know it's just your handle, your moniker on the internet,
NPCs.
but how'd you come up with Offbeat Outlaw?
Oh, Offbeat Outlaw? That one actually has a story. Because so last year, not last, 2 years ago, 2019, I started working at a sock shop in Toronto. I was working retail as a cashier, and I hated that job because it was so boring, and I needed something to do. And my boss let me do stuff during work, which was excellent. She was a great boss, but I needed something to do, so I started a Let's Play channel, and I needed a name. And I just finished adapting a play for a one-man show based on the book Still Life with Woodpecker, prominently featuring an outlaw character. Now, the book's got its issues, but this outlaw character is amazing. I think he's one of the best characters ever. And I needed outlaw in my name because I was so attached to him. And then I just was like, alliteration sounds nice. I started off with, and I looked into like, I was like, I asked people, give me O words that you think are like me. And I got obnoxious outlaw. That one made it to the final round. Obtuse outlaw, and then eventually I just settled for offbeat outlaw because it had such like a boom 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 pound sound to it. So that was it. And
Very
thus
jazzy.
thus began my Let's Play career.
Very successful.
Also, I think I know the exact sock shop you might have worked at just based on your description. I'm not going to say it, but like I'll tell you after stream because I'm legitimately pretty sure I got it.
Oh, almost certainly. Almost certainly you know. Okay. Anyway, as for my NPCs, I usually just go for book characters. That's it. I just steal book characters like Finnegan's Wake, Lady Shawshank, which is the boat, Shawshank's Redemption. Like I just steal book characters, or I'll make up my names. To do it. And whenever I make up my own NPCs, I will make up my own names. Yeah. Alrighty. Let me think back to my questions. Questions for the cast. What skills do you think have you brought to the stream that you are like proud of? That you think like what's something that you think you really add to the stream? As like something that's like it's like, oh yeah, Marcus brings the blah blah blah, you know. Let's start with Sputson. If you all say funny, I'm gonna copyright strike you because that's what I'm
starting, so I get to call that one. I think that's the strength of Piggly is just kind of like he is like he's not wise, but he's intelligent enough to make jokes, and I can kind of. He's an interesting character to play off that way. Mm-hmm. So he comes with a lot of one-liners that I'm fairly proud of.
Mm-hmm. Marcus.
I enjoy just the impulsivity of Dorg. I enjoy being, especially as one who is generally pretty careful and overthinky in real life. Mm-hmm. I just like having the God-given right as a drunk, like, warrior type character to just fucking cut loose and like, fuck it, we're going in. Like, yeah. And just rushing into either combat or like saying something stupid to incite something. I feel like I just enjoy being like the chemistry or the catalyst of the group. Like, fuck it, throw them in, we'll make something happen.
The instigator.
Exactly.
Liz.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I bring I embarrass myself a lot.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Every time I'm like, and then
I feel like I feel like you drive the plot a lot. Like you're a plot driver, which is critical.
I think you're by far the best actor out of the five of us.
Oh yeah.
Caroline.
Or a Helena.
That's not true, but thank you.
Whatever.
Also,
You're
brings I'm always thinking about lore and theory crafting. The amount of times I'm on a call with Offbeat, I'm like, I think I know what's going on. And like I called Spud, like I'm the wheels are always turning.
Mm-hmm. I will say that Liz has accurately guessed 2 out of like 10 theories so far.
Yeah. Doing great.
She'll like send me stuff at like 2 a.m. I'll like groggily look at my phone and just like, no. Close though. Caroline, what do you bring?
Levity.
Well, that was a really actually word. Want to take us back to theater school?
What, you guys don't know what levity means? God.
She's not wrong though. Like Bunny is just a fun, uplifting character.
She does really bring up the mood.
Honey has such a good voice.
I also bring whalers. I'd bring whalers.
Singing.
What would we be without our iconic theme song, Whalers on the Moon?
Patent pending.
Tiny hat.
Tiny hot. Ballad, what do you bring?
I bring a body.
I think you bring. I think you bring
sass.
2 double cheeked up piles of sass. Holy shit.
I know
yeah,
you meant that as like
but-
just a person, but it sounded like you were bringing a corpse.
It's just like
yeah, no, I one of the things that I like most about the way I've been playing Helmsworth is just that like he can just be so vicious sometimes. Not even necessarily they don't do stuff because like he's generally been acting in like good faith, but he can just light someone up.
it's just
Without any regard for what'll happen afterwards.
he's playfully toxic. That's fine. We all need don't be friends with toxic people, but have them in your stories because sometimes they're the funniest characters to have.
Yeah, they're so much fun to play.
Oh yeah, they're so much fun to play, and also
They're
like
so much fun.
to write. And those are the characters that like everyone like talks about I'm a big weeb. I watch lots of anime. Well, I watch lots of shonen anime. I'm not super into it. I'm a basic boy. But like
He's a
everyone always talks about like Levi at Attack on Titan, but that man sucks. He's so mean all the time. But we love him because of his funny haircut and he looks hot and he says what we want to say. That's what the toxic character's purpose is to say what the audience is maybe thinking, but maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I've got a degree in this. And I don't know what I'm talking about.
Fun fact, that's Matthew Mercer in the English dub.
Is he Levi?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I don't watch.
That's
dubs.
also why that character is a little bit more beloved.
Yeah. I'm sorry,
Wow.
Caroline, but I don't watch a dub. I only
I'm
watch.
still getting paid either way, baby.
That's true. By the way, check out Caroline in the Pokemon dubs.
Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Mm,
On
in Sun and
Netflix.
Moon.
Do
Uh,
it. Do it.
What are some of my other questions? Oh, this one especially for new players, but also for returning players. What has been the most daunting part of playing this so far? Let's start with Marcus. I haven't started with you.
Oh, daunting part. That's tricky. Mostly just I want to say trying to keep a consistent character. That might not be quite what I'm going for, but trying to keep at least for me, Dorg does not have a particularly a backstory that particularly drives his thinking. Like it's an intentionally very simple philosophy. Dude likes to fight things, drink stuff, and like have fun. And just trying to like keep that in perspective amongst all the political and religious machinations that are clearly going on in this world. It's just like, how does Dorg find the biggest thing to kill in this scenario? Like, where's the nearest bar? Like, that's a nice lens, but it's also kind of hard to keep in focus.
I mean, you can fight God. That is an option.
Oh, and he will. There will be a moment when Dorg punches a god in this. I guarantee it. It's gonna happen.
You came pretty close in one of the episodes.
I just last time when I don't want to spoil it for anyone who didn't see it, but just when the thing with Helmsworth happened, I was just so ready to like, oh, let's go.
Oh, I was. If Satine didn't knock off your hand, I was so ready to pull out the. So for those who don't know, I think this is like 3 weeks ago knowledge, but Helmsworth got a new god. It's that he's working for Eternigrak. Basically, he's one of my favorite gods I've ever made. This guy is the god of power, and when he's not, whenever anyone comes to his realm, I just pull out my dice bag, and his attack, I call it dice dump. I just pour for a second and add up the dice and see how much damage it does. Usually it kills people, but like it's in a dream, so I can do that.
You're
But
welcome.
anyway, that was about to happen to Dorg.
Yeah,
which would have been
and
really funny.
I want that rematch with the Turnigrags. It's like Dorg wants it bad, but yeah, just trying to keep my character in perspective, without like falling too deep into the complexities of it. I want to get a little bit into it, but just like he's just not the kind of character who gives a fuck about political dynasties and stuff. So I'm just trying to like keep that lack of focus, but keep it a bit focused at the same time.
Politics? I hardly know her.
There's enough
I'm not
politics in
brave
my
enough for
normal life. I
politics.
don't need more.
Let's go with Liz.
Yeah, I think for me, and everyone else really helped me out with it, was like the thinking as Liz mindset, because I'm so used to thinking like that. Even like when I've been on stage, like I'm always like, if there's a problem, you solve it as like, you know, the best you can for that moment. You know, like if you have to cover for someone, like you like how, you know, things like that. And for me, not what's the word, metagaming and like thinking that way, because that's immediately where my mind goes to. It's tricky, but I think I've been getting better at it. And also when it was pointed out to me that like what like little moments that I do, it really helped me like identify and then crush it.
You've done a really great job. Like Satine is definitely like living in the scene as well. So
She's living.
She's living. She's living her best life. Let's go to Ballad Boy.
I think the most difficult thing for me to do with my character was having my character portrayed in the way that I was envisioning them. Because I remember after the first few episodes, because I interact with the community a lot on the Offbeat Outlaw Discord, what I noticed that like a lot of the fans were like saying like, "Oh man, it's like it's a Hellstorm. He's such an asshole." It's like, but we like him. It's like, and I'm just like, wait, hold on, that's not what I was going for. I mean, he's kind of like sassy, but like he's like a laid back guy. That's the way that I envisioned in my mind. But then like I had a talk with Offbeat about it, and I'm just like, wait, hold on, he's kind of been just go.
I pulled out the receipts.
He's just been on attack mode, just constantly and just not letting up. And so it just kind of came off as a tool, and I was like, that's kind of not really what I was going for. Yeah. And so that was one thing. It was like I had to make like adjustments for that, and that was a little bit difficult because I was just like, I don't want to like go too far back, and like, and it was already like I think we're already like 3 episodes in, so it's kind of like, how do I course correct for this in a way that's natural?
And like Helmsworth is one of those characters that or that exist on like that razor's edge. Like I compared him when we were discussing it to Benedict from Much Ado About Nothing, like super sassy but likable at the end of the day because they don't care about the situation. And I think I was like riding that razor's edge is so dangerous because you can just be an asshole. Like if you slip up even once, you can just be the dick. But like I think you're slowly finding Helmsworth's stride, which is really cool as well. So I'm excited to see how he flowers into our little sassy boy. Caroline.
The recap.
Second.
Yep.
Is that it?
It would be difficult to remember what happened 1 week ago.
Yep. That's it.
Just take notes. I understand. Sometimes I forget what happened a week ago too. I'm tired, man. Splutson.
Names, by far, and that's why it's sort of like I think Piggly is called all of you except maybe Bunny by the wrong name at least once, so I could establish that character trait. No god or character you ever introduce to me will be called by their actual name. Because I don't know why. I love all of that stuff, but I just struggle remembering it all in the moment.
Oh, 100% fair. The amount of times we have called Liz's character's home country of Akencia. Industria.
Like you can make a compilation out of that, and you'll probably still have more moments to come. We'll probably still call it Industria.
How would you even make? I think we've called it Industria more than we've called it Akencia at this point.
Honestly, it might as well be called.
I'm thinking of like sometimes like one thing I do is like sometimes I'll look over my notes and I'll be like, do I just change it? Do I just retcon this? Do I make like the pet name Akencia and then it's actually Industria? Like, what do I do? This is
I like that Satine has to correct us every time. I like that.
Yeah. The thing is like 4 of you are from there.
So I know, that's why I never like
It's the worst part. And in my head, I'm like, this is all my fault because I fucked it up so much in the beginning. Anyway, that was
It's literally the exact same thing with me. I said my name as sea swine a couple of times, and I keep having to correct my own brain on it now. Where it's like, no, it's the other SWI word. You can do this, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the names are hard for me too.
Also for me. Oh, sorry. Are you
Yeah,
done?
go for it, Liz. Yeah.
Me rolling initiative is really tricky. I just consistently roll terribly. And I can't even get to the point of where I can hit something sometimes. But we're working on it.
Yeah. I'm just
really glad that I have a lot of class features that allow me to re-roll my dice.
I need to start making combat harder for you guys, because like that skeleton last session was really hard. That's not an easy encounter.
No, well, that should have lasted like 3 more rounds, but Helmsworth did like 50 damage on accident.
And Dorg, right?
Yeah.
Dorg did a ton,
You
and
guys
I
just
didn't roll below a
obliterated
10
him.
on my D12 damage die. So
Honestly,
it was
those star people were a much more significant challenge.
Well, those
Yeah,
star
yeah.
people, there was 2 of them, and they're technically one of them is like quite strong already, and they become exponentially stronger the more they are. But like that skeleton guy was supposed to be like a test. But you guys are just like, big sword, go boom. And I was like, no.
I mean, I took a lot of damage.
Which happens to be what is going to be inscribed on Dorg's gravestone.
I mean, it still took us like an hour and a half.
I don't think I hit the thing once though, right?
My cursor was on Piggly. Chat's been telling me. Sorry, guys.
I was wondering why it said hand on Piggly.
Yeah, me too. It was my cursor. I'm a freaking moron.
On hands,
But yeah, Liz didn't get to even touch the thing, but it's like
I tried so hard.
It
really
was 2
tried.
rounds, right? Was it 2 rounds?
A bonus action.
It was
You're
less.
Right.
I let you break the rules even, Liz, and you couldn't do it. I was so sad. But oh man. That encounter, I was like, after looking back on it, I'm like, oh my god. Because if it had gone more rounds, you would have been jammed. Like 100%. I had more stees to throw at you, but like you guys just too strong. So I'll be bringing up more. You guys upped the difficulty in your game accidentally, so congratulations. Like,
yay!
Oh man, I love adaptive difficulty.
We were just too strong.
We make bad decisions.
Oh, by the way, guys, you all leveled up. I don't know if you saw that in chat.
Oh, we
We
did?
did see
Yeah.
that, yes.
Level 7.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
By the way-
Everyone's level 7 now. It's great.
Do we want to like roll HP and whatnot on stream ever or no?
No, that's not important.
No? Okay.
That's like that's accounting.
Were we supposed to be rolling for HP? Because I was just doing
Oh,
average.
you're just doing like the.
I was doing average because it works with
yeah.
the formulas that I have on Dice Cloud.
If you just want to use averages, that's right. Cool. That's neato. That's neato burrito. All right. What has been everyone's favorite moment so far? Let's start with Ballad Boy.
Honestly, that one burn I got on Dorg.
You were gonna fucking say that. I knew you were.
That was my favorite moment because like I've been thinking about it for like I had it in my head for like a week, and I was like, because it just came to mind. I was like, oh, this is so good. This is such a good line. Let me hold on to this one.
What was that line again for people who didn't see it in the episode?
For people who didn't hear it, Helmsworth and Dorg got into a row as they usually do, and then Helmsworth says, like, if you want to get into a fight, I'm willing to put another L on the end of C swill.
It was so good.
So good. And then I got hit, and then I got attacked by a scorpion. So like, you know,
Karma.
Because DM said
Helmsworth
so.
is king of karma.
Anyway, that's great. Bunny.
I think my favorite moment was just Piggly introducing himself, talking about his 3 dads. My favorite part. It's like, I mean, the close second would be getting his pants.
Yeah.
And just having them on my head this entire time. But
Fan art.
We need fan art.
Yeah.
We need fan art of Bunny wearing Pigly's pants on her head.
Hands on my head. But yeah, I think it was just Piggly introducing himself. It was just solid. It was so funny.
Oh man, that was an excellent moment. Matt Spudson, your favorite moment?
There's been so many. Like I start thinking about them, and then as I go back, they just like they get better. The pants one was really fun. Helmsworth just being bummed that his ring does nothing. It was really funny. Just like little moments across stuff like that. Going in to see Industria with Satine was really fun. And then the big powwow we had at the end of that was really fun. Dorg and Bunny discussing manners.
Oh man,
that was great.
They're really fun. The like half-hour end of stream thing to try to stop Desmond from escaping. And I got yeeted was really, really fun, even though it didn't matter. So there's moments all over the place.
It was really close. It was really close. Marcus.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, a lot of people said this favorite stuff already. Pretty much any moment I have with Bunny and Piglet, because them and Dorg are just such a great fucking double/triple act. Like yeeting both of you actually was definitely up there. A lot of the Dorg is so hot right now moments, just because
Dorg
it
is
has
so hot right now.
it has definitely taken on a life of its own, and I fucking love it. The Bunny manners thing is totally up there. Oh God, and there was one more. I think it was. Oh no, it might have actually just been the bunny teaching Dorg manners thing, because I enjoy
really
being
good.
dumb. I enjoy playing with other like silly characters. It's just so fucking great. Oh God, I love it.
I'm excited for the moment that Dorg kills someone and goes, "Thank you," or like, "Please die."
Shh, don't tell them my plan.
Liz, what's been your favorite moment so far?
A little bit of a different change of pace. When Spud monologued to me in Tiny Hut, and like that was really, really cool. Because also I haven't seen Spud do that yet in the game, or I'm just not remembering correctly. And it was like,
No, that was Piggly doesn't do that.
Yeah, and I really just enjoyed sitting back and watch him just like go for it, and that was really awesome to watch. And it was just a nice moment to have. Yeah, but like also just like other stuff like, I don't know, like any moment that like, oh, it's really small, but like when Bunny's playing her sitar, and then someone tells her to be quiet, and she goes,
Under her breath.
little things like that are like really cute.
Can we get a Bunny humming to herself compilation in chat?
Yeah. That was great.
My favorite moments, I'm gonna give you guys a top 3 quickly. I think my top moment, like I'll never forget this, was Liz forgetting that she stole the charge stone.
Yes.
That was
Oh my
really
God, that
good.
was so
Marcus.
fun.
Like, cause
To be fair, I also forgot.
I know
I definitely forgot.
every single one of you forgot, because if
Actually, no, I didn't forget. I was going to point it out, and I was like,
I was
that's why
like,
my face looked. That's why my face looked so confused in that moment, because I was about to like,
Oh, it's
I was
so
thinking
good.
like,
I was trying to
stole
be
it.
nice.
I know, but
So
that
good.
moment was so good, cause like I know Liz, I know she's so studious. Like she's probably got great grades in her classes, and she takes great notes. And then I was like, oh my God, this is the moment we DMs live for. I beat the note taker at her own game.
I think ironically enough, you didn't actually take
I
a
didn't
note
write
of.
it down, but I wrote everything else that happened there, and I did not write down that I took that.
Oh man, it made my heart so happy. But like and seeing your face drop, and as I told Marcus, him like his like eyes just like, what? And then you going like, was, I'll never forget. That was like high key, never forget moment. And then
Perfect.
Binus last session.
Binus is great.
Yes.
Binus.
Linus is good.
Binus.
I just was just out of nowhere. Like, it was
Binus.
just
It just showed up, and I was just like, Binus. Oh man, those I said I give top 3, but I think those are my moment. I don't think Binus and Liz giving stuff up, accidentally giving away that she is a thief was hilarious. You know what? We're 10 minutes early, but I think now's as good a time as any to get into the chat asked questions, because we have quite a few. Let's go into specific questions first. Man, I'm looking at these questions. Which ones am I gonna ask? Because some of them are like asking for plot stuff, and I'm like, I can't give that away. I'm not gonna give a spoiler.
Like you could though.
I could, but I'm not.
Give wrong answers only. Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers
Wrong
only.
answers.
Yeah.
What is this is a question for Bunny. What is Bunny's favorite song to sing? And if it's not a sea shanty, and if it's not a sea shanty, what's her favorite sea shanty?
It's Whalers on the Moon, and that is a sea shanty.
It's Whalers on the Moon.
Space shanty.
Yes. Space shanty, yes.
Whalers on the Moon, obviously. For Dork, does Dork actually have a thing for Satine, or is it subtext from Beachborn Again?
Guys, you think I'm going to tell you that? You think I'm going to tell you that when the fan art you're generating could power the country for a month?
Yes, yes, torture them. Do it.
Absolutely not. You are going to have to wait and see.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
For Ballad Boy, are the tears and screams of the fans enough to sustain you by themselves, or do you also eat food? From
I mean, I don't know. I feel like what Marcus has done for me, it will keep me satiated for another eon. But I can always use more. You know, I can always use more power.
You're just gonna inscribe that burn on your gravestone, like fuck.
I'll fucking do it. I'm gonna get you a tattoo. For Piggly, why are you looking for Popley? I've been wondering why and how she got lost.
I don't know how she got lost. I know I was with her, and then I wasn't, and she's my best friend, so I would like to find her.
Good as answers any. That was from Ozzy. And someone also asked, is Piggly actually looking for Popley, or is it Atlantis and this is a cover story?
I remember that question.
That's from Smart Barbarian.
That would be some 4D chess, but no. As far as I know, I am actually looking for Popley.
Look,
Turns out Popley's just an analogy for
I'm not
Atlantis.
a complicated character.
Piggly's not even playing checkers. He's playing crisscross applesauce.
He's playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. For Helena, how many brothers and sisters does Satine have? And are they younger or older? This is from Beachborn again. Good question, Beachborn.
Good question. I'm aware of 0. She's an only child, but like I would not be surprised if Mr. or Mrs. De La Fontaine had like a half sibling for her somewhere. What was that? What was that?
What? Nothing. I'm just maybe getting ideas for plot. Maybe.
I don't know what you're talking about. Royals do not have any history of fucking outside of marriage.
No.
Another question for Satine from Ajab. How are you liking the new spell list?
Oh yeah. It's really, really cool. I was feeling a little weird about my old spell list. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, it's like I can do like the same 3 things, and I feel like now with all the fire that I have, there's just so much fire. And as a fire stand now. That, as a Sagittarius stellium, it's great. Burn. When I was looking at specifics of the spell, there are a lot of like cool mechanics I can do in game to like do stuff like Wall of Fire, like keeps one side that has like takes the hit points, one side is fine. You know, like start like all these different ones that I get. And I was really enjoying looking at them. Will I forget all of them? But like, I'm excited to see what I do with them.
I mean, look, it's just the cleric tradition to cast inflict wounds, okay? It's as holy as the game itself. This is for me. What's the best tactic for keeping your players focused on the game? This is a tactic you see me use a lot, but having an NPC that goes with them. Very easy. It's in-game. They can talk to them, and it keeps them focused. It feeds them plot as well. So in case they need it, in case they're lost or confused. That is one of my favorite tactics. Another tactic is having a meteorological event, such as earthquake, rain. I've never had too much problem. I've only had one time where I had some players who just couldn't focus for the life of them. And it was so bad that their players died because they weren't paying attention. And I eventually just stopped DMing for them because they were playing 2K basketball while I was DMing, and I was like, well, they just missed the important information. Time for them to die. Oh well. So yeah, like if they're not focusing, like if the difference between getting distracted and then just straight up not paying attention, you know? If they're not focusing, give them an NPC. If they're not paying attention, just leave. You don't have to do this to yourself. Question for the players. Would any of your characters canonically smoke pipe weed from Ryu Senpai? Starting with Helmsworth.
Helmsworth likes being in control, so he wouldn't do anything that would take that away from him. He likes being aware. So I'd say no.
All right, Marcus.
Dorg will smoke and drink literally everything.
All the substances.
All the substances. He is a big man. He enjoys life to the fullest. He will get shit-faced drunk and pissed and high on whatever. Like, just put anything into his body. Please don't take that out of context.
Mash Budson.
Yeah, I think he would try it.
Would he know what it is?
Probably. He's been around.
I'm just curious if someone told you, like, oh, this was good for your health, if Piggly would be like, oh, yeah, I'd do it.
I'm not sure Piggly knows what's going on in his day-to-day life.
Piggly knows, like...
Piggly knows more about religion than all of us.
About religion and all that.
That's
so
fair.
He's been around enough to, I think, know what that kind of stuff is. And it's like, if a friend offers it to him, he'd just be like, yeah, sure. He's drunk with Dorg a bunch of times. That's why Dorg likes him.
That's true.
Sure.
Bunny.
Oh yeah. If it is of the earth, Bunny will do it.
Helena.
I just had to Google what this was. But I've now learned probably not.
I see. Excellent. For the players, again, favorite NPC so far? This question's from Ozzy. Starting with Piggly.
Oh, why me?
If you can remember them, it's okay if you can't. I will cry, but it's okay.
Just like 3.
You can describe them as well.
No, I'm just trying to like remember like all the ones that have been in the campaign that we've interacted with.
We haven't really met too many people. We've been
like,
fighting a lot of
many.
like unfit, like non-humanoid horrors.
I like Industria as kind of the villain of the story. I think it's always fun when he comes up because you don't quite know what's going to happen. And it's also like, I like that when we do interact with him, he is powerful and he doesn't like take any shit. Like when Piggly makes a snide remark or something like that, he just banishes him.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say Industria.
Nice. Liz.
I always love Offbeat's whatchamacallit? Finnegan. I like the accent.
Mm-hmm.
I think Finnegan's really great and fun. But I feel like, should we explain Captain Moneybags in Industria or no?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No.
Because
We'll leave
That's
it
for
forever in the
us.
dark.
Okay.
Forever our inside joke. Maybe
This
the
is-
last episode ever.
In the last episode, I promised the chat I will explain Captain Moneybags to all of you. I promise.
I don't even know if there's a lot to explain.
There isn't, but
There
that's just
isn't,
gonna make it
like-
so much better when
Yeah,
we
it's
just
just-
explain nothing. At
It's
the
gonna
end
be
of the
10
campaign.
seconds of me saying what Captain Moneybags is, and then like 3 seconds of you guys going like, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it
And
is.
everyone's gonna be like, wow.
It's like, wow,
Oscars.
It's like, yeah.
Wow, that was a thing. Yeah, you had to be there.
Yeah, you had to be there. It's pretty great. Bunny.
I guess Plary, just because we interacted a lot with Plary,
That's
and we all came up with Plary's name together, which I enjoyed.
That is true.
The compromise.
The compromise. What was the original names? Was it like
It was like,
It was Perry versus Larry.
Perry
believe.
versus Larry, and then we went with Plary, right?
Yeah,
correct.
versus-
Dork.
I'm gonna go with Liz on this. I'm gonna go with Fagan. I like his accent. I like him being on my being my business partner, and I just like the last name Fullbuster. Like that's just a great fucking name.
Finnegan Fullbuster. What a king. Ballad.
I'd have to say my favorite NPC is Eternigrax. He's just so aggressive, and I like the relationship that he and Helmsworth have, where he's very clearly capable of beating the shit out of Helmsworth, but Helmsworth just doesn't care.
Not only is he very capable, he very much has done it. At
Yeah,
this
he's
point
done it. He's
several
already
times.
been. Helmsworth has been. He's had the shit kicked in from Eternigrax, but he still continues to mouth off to him.
Oh
Like,
shoot!
what are
I
you gonna
forgot.
do? Kill me again?
I forgot about Ralph. Ralph is technically an NPC.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about the
mine.
seal pups. Yes.
Yeah.
Are they? I guess.
I guess
We-
they are.
We did name them.
Yeah, Otto and Janessa. I've written them down. Question for me, because I want to answer a question. What do you drink to make yourself the most creative, or when you get the best ideas? I don't drink to get creative. I drink because I like doing it with my friends. To get creative, I recommend getting lots of sleep and writing your ideas down and drinking lots of water, because alcohol clouds your judgment and makes your ideas very liquidy, if that makes sense. You want your ideas nice and solid. That was very metaphorical. I don't know if that made any sense.
I'm actually gonna jump in on that one too, because like you're right about sleep and water, and especially writing your ideas down. But honestly, like I find like just doing a little bit, like drinking a little bit, like especially whiskey, really does help. It just like frees up. It just frees up your judgment as to what is possible, and like there isn't that voice in the back of your head saying, "No, that is too stupid." That voice isn't there. So it's just any idea, no matter how dumb, is out there. And I am always on the side of when you're being creative. Get as many ideas on paper as possible. Sort out what's good when you're like create when you're maybe a little bit drunk. Edit when you're sober.
Offbeat Outlaw does not endorse this message.
That's what Dorg approves this message.
Dorg does all of his creative thinking when he's unconscious from drinking.
And all of his uncreative things.
Please drink safely and responsibly.
Drink responsibly. If you're in Canada, in Alberta, you can do that at 18. If you're in Ontario and other places, you can do it at 19. If you're America, 21.
Sucks to be you.
Sucks to be you. Coming up to Canada, it's fun. This one's for Ballad. Why does Helmsworth wear a blue suit?
I liked it. I was looking up fancy suits, and I saw the blue one, and I really liked the way it looked, and so I decided my character would wear it. I suppose, in like for lore reasons, I guess it's just like the fashion of like where he's from. That's just something that they wear over there. But like aside from that, there's really no significance to it. The Phoenix plume is a token from one of his previous adventures before the campaign. And so, but other than that, there's really no significance to anything. They just look nice.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Also, I just saw a question in the YouTube comments about did I just quote Hemingway? I might have. I was actually like
That's just a question you ask on your daily life. Did I just quote Hemingway there?
Yeah, I'm that brilliant. But no, actually, I prefer Churchill's take on alcohol, where like, what did he say about champagne? That like it, like one glass like braces your nerves, stirs your imagination, your wits get more nimble, but a bottle produces the opposite effect. So it'll just like a little bit gives you a little bit of a kick, but like too much just makes you useless. So one or two drinks before you create, write everything down, get your sleep, and then sort out the crap from the good stuff when you're sober.
Sorry, I just saw a comment that says, "Oh, cool! My great great uncle almost shot Hemingway."
I mean, that just goes to show. I mean, we all almost did something.
Unfortunately, Hemingway beat your great great uncle to the punch.
Oof. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, too soon.
Oh no, not too soon. That was incredible.
That was just good.
For the players, for everybody, I guess as well. What tips would you give to someone trying to start playing D&D? This question from Ace of Spades.
I got something.
All right, go for it.
I know that this will come as a shock due to the very non-text nature of Dungeons and Dragons, but I would recommend reading the player's handbook. And I know that sounds kind of awful, but like you gotta at least know. Yeah, like I would at least read what you're interested in and get like a general summary. And like there's tons of videos if you want like other people to go more in depth. But at the end of the day, you have to like kind of read what it's about so that you can like know. Because like there's a lot of times when like you just choose this class and you think it's something, but it's actually something else.
I think I get your point. It's like a lot of people read and learn and whatever in very different ways, but the basis
like just make sure you do your research. That's pretty much what I'm getting at.
Yeah, like you can stumble with a good DM, you can stumble your way through any game of D&D and you'll have a good time. But if you want to really have fun, like I think getting just like no one's gonna read the player's handbook and be like, yes, I now understand D&D. I am so good at reading, I can just comprehend everything first try.
I am Wizards of the Coast.
I am Wizards. But I think what helps you learn the game at least is just doing a quick skim of the book even. Just like have an idea of what the hell this game is about. And then once you start reading it through over time, like you'll be playing in games, you'll be like, what is this? And then you'll look it up, and over time you'll build this knowledge that you can then apply in the game. So I agree with Bal that reading the book, while it feels like it's a picture book. I don't know why there's a stigma around it.
It's also not that dense.
It's a very cool picture book that I think.
And they also try to make the flavor text very like digestible.
I really like my books. I love reading them. I spend a long time reading them.
An even simpler answer to that is just create a character.
There you go. Try creating a character.
Like, you're not going to know what all this stuff does, but you're at least going to, like, have a baseline of, like, oh, these are kind of all the mechanics. And, like, just learn, like, all the numbers. And it's like, oh, this is how modifiers work. This is modifiers apply to these things, etc., etc. You learn a lot from creating characters, and like, if you want to start D&D, if you like, you have to have a good DM, and if you like aren't a part of a group and you want to start one, you're probably gonna have to become the DM.
And as someone who did become a DM because he didn't know anyone who played D&D, it took me a while to get it right. You're not gonna go into this and know what you're doing really well. So you're gonna feel really fumbly for a while. I DM'd horribly my first few sessions. So just be easy on yourself and you'll learn it. That will be all. Does anyone have any other thoughts?
I would, as far as like the being a character, don't be afraid to look dumb and be stupid and like make mistakes, like in any sort of improv, really. But like, even if say you want to do an accent and you don't really do the accent well, who cares? Lean in, do the bad accent, like just have fun, but like don't be afraid to like do it right. I would say have more fun just being the character.
There's no right answers in D&D. Like there is no correct way to play the game. So if anyone tells you that there is, they are the wrong ones. Also, play Ranger. Do it. Even though everyone says don't, just
Don't
try
play
it.
Ranger.
Hey, my Gloomstalker. Hey, I multi-class Gloomstalker to do 800 damage in a single turn. Don't at
How
me.
many?
But yeah, what
how
are you gonna
many-
do? What are you gonna do after that turn is up, though?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a nap. That's what.
Sorry, real quick, Angela in the chat just asked a question I really like. Are you all 22 years old?
Yes.
Yes.
You're all
Oh.
22 years old. Every single one of us.
We were all born at the same
exactly
day
the
at the
same
same
age.
time, and we were
We
brought
all
together
went
by
to the
fate.
same college.
We all went to my university. No, we're not all 22. years old.
Turning 29 on Saturday. So
We are all in our 20s.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're all in our 20s. I'm 22. I'm open with my age because I've said it before, but not
I'm
everyone
22
is.
as well.
How old are you? Enough. That's my answer. Enough.
I'm older than you, maybe.
Yeah, honestly, less likely.
There's a 50% chance I'm either older than you or I'm not. So
That's not at all.
that's 50% odds.
Not you're taking your sample size is wrong. Let me see. Are you all friends outside of the D&D streamings?
no, they hate me
Yeah, we bully Caroline constantly.
hard.
No.
The nicest person here is the one we shit talk behind her back.
Yeah. Here's how we all kind of met. So I collabed with Mash Spudson. He kind of was the first person I collabed with in this chat. He was like, "Hey, can you make a video?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "Boom!" I was in a thing. And then we
And
kind of
Marcus and Liz were also both in that collab.
yeah, we're all in that
Yeah.
collab. So Spudson kind of brought us together, and then I was just like, like Liz followed me, and then like Marcus eventually followed me, and the only person I was like really outside friends with before this whole thing, like for sure, was Ballad Boy, because we're friends from high school. So we've been friends for a long ass time. But everyone else, like we kind of had like done like a thing together, and then I was like, these are people that I vibed with. I want to bring them to do a thing where we can all kind of work on it together. So, but we have since become friends. Out of all of that, we have since become friends. After stream, we'll have chats discussing. That's where the monkey thing happened, where I thought about how you can kill a person with a chimpanzee. I'm still not convinced that I would get caught. But
You can't. Don't do that.
There
just
has to be a
for all
way.
of our
There
people
is
who
a
have
way.
For all of our people who have the ready available income to just purchase a chimpanzee and import it, especially in these times.
He's not
Don't
saying
do it.
there isn't very specific things that need to happen.
yeah, well, I'm not saying circumstances must align. Especially considering in Canada there was the IKEA monkey incident, which outlawed all large primates from being legal in Canada. But it's maybe anyway.
This is why all Canadians hate IKEA. True fact.
True fact. Like how dare they? Sorry, Liz. It seemed like you were about to say something. I went on my cool fact about IKEA.
No, you're good. I said.
She was about to say how we're not friends. It's like, yeah, this is like after the monkey incident, we're no longer friends.
Her
After the
mom
monkey.
called me 30?
Oof.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Damn.
Maybe
Damn.
you look wise.
All right, Lamau. That's really funny. I'm sorry, Piggly. You're 30 now.
Yeah.
Let me
Take
see.
those 8 years, shove them in
I'm
there.
the youngest by like 2 weeks, right? Because I'm younger than you.
Yeah, you're the youngest
I
out of
think
all of
so.
us.
Yeah, baby.
I'm the second youngest out of all of us, but yeah. Let me see. I already guess I answered how did we all meet. Oh, what happened to Satine's earrings if they broke? Does she get new ones? I can answer this one. She might be getting new earrings. She might have to go to the store, but she might also just have them in her pocket. Depends how lazy I am. In the moment. It depends how much I just want to get the stream going. Isn't that right, Liz?
Yeah.
I just do it cold. I don't know.
Or maybe they'll just be in your pocket, nice and warm and toasty.
I want it on the record that I just got an excellent idea, and you're not gonna know what it is until it happens. Watch the stream to find out.
All right.
What?
What?
Don't worry about it. It's
What?
fine.
Don't worry about it. Don't
No,
worry about it.
I'm nervous.
Surprise!
Don't be nervous.
Okay.
Tune in on Monday, guys.
Okay.
Wait, how did you meet Caroline?
Who's that for?
You.
You.
me? Oh.
She said that's how
Because
I
you
met all
mentioned
them.
meeting everyone else.
Oh,
but me.
right. I thought my brain was like, mention how this happened. So Caroline and I were both in a one-shot with Dice Cream Sandwich. Shout out to Dice Cream Sandwich on TikTok.
Woo!
Well, our boy. We were both doing a one-shot together, and I was like, and Caroline is also a voice actor. And I was like, damn, she good voice actor. And she was funny. I was like, damn, she funny. And I was like, hey, wanna be on a thing? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And that was it. We just
That was it.
and that was how it happened. That's how I met Caroline. So all through D&D, basically. Actually, no, just her. Everyone else was
This is-
something else.
yeah. Everyone else, TikTok, ballad, real life.
Yeah, ballad, high school. God, I just say grandiose statements with absolutely no facts backing them up. Here's a question I have for everybody. Do you guys know what the plot is of the game yet? Do
I know
all-
what my plot is.
Okay,
Okay,
I think so.
Recap.
Maybe. Okay.
okay,
Are
let's
we
do
talking about our characters or us personally?
all of the let's do
So-
you guys personally. Have you guys personally figured out the plot yet?
I think. Maybe.
Go. I'm not gonna
I feel like
answer.
I
think-
have
oh,
a
I think-
generalish idea.
Yeah, I think it's the old gods versus new gods over this island, right? Or like, at least I think. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna
I could be
answer.
wrong.
I'm just
Okay,
curious.
but also,
about
no,
what-
important to mark your own words, Offbeat, that we don't have all the clues yet.
Yes, you don't. But I'm just curious about if you guys have, like technically
That's
you
my
could
guess.
figure it out from here, but like I'd be very shocked. I'd be like, wow, detectives. But
I mean, like, I'm trying to just in order for me to do my role playing as good as possible, I'm trying not to think about the plot too much, but just my general feelings about everything is just that, like, there's something in this something that's either on this island or that's that's part of the island itself that these gods want, and like as a result of us claiming or destroying these temples, we'll either get access to it or destroy it, and that'll probably open up to something later on.
interesting.
That's what I think.
Does anyone else have any ideas?
Where's finding Copley?
I'm more or less
Yeah.
I'm more or less with Caroline on the old gods versus new gods conflict. I'm thinking about the angles with the temples, but I'm also taking Ballad's methodology where like Dor could not give less of a shit about like the god conflict. That's just not who he is.
Dor could
So
put together the pantheon.
Yeah, no, he can barely get a handle on who he worships, and I have a whole philosophy behind that as well that I won't go into, but yeah, I try not to think about it too much. I have a general idea of where we're going, and I do make notes of it for my own sake, so I don't confuse anything or don't get anything twisted in the lore. But no, I don't think about it too much otherwise.
Fair enough. Well that's fun. Question for Pigley: do you have any idea where Popley is?
No.
No clue.
Pigley doesn't, and I don't have as a player.
That's fair. Sad.
So I will be right back. 60 seconds.
Fair.
Quiz counting. That's also another fun part.
Everybody ask questions for Dorg while he's no.
Yeah,
no,
everyone
Don't
has
answer
questions
for
for
him.
Dorg. What is the inspiration for Industria from Clarinet Boy? Capitalism. There you go. Imagine
Shocker.
if Jeff Bezos was even more of a dick. Like, imagine if that was possible. Because Jeff Bezos is basically a god at this point, I think. He could kill us at any time if he wanted to. We all live because Jeff Bezos lets us. He could ship a package directly through my skull at any time. Is it in the cards to do any Scottish NPCs? Finnegan is technically Scottish, but I'm not very good at that accent. I'm really trying, guys. Let's see. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Like, has Piggly ever had a romantic entanglement with Popley?
Not telling you that.
Mhm. Does anyone have any favorite dice?
73, 74.
Is that
Yeah.
us?
I only have 2 sets.
Yeah.
Do you prefer one over the other?
Yeah, I have a kiwi set. Looks like kiwi fruit.
Damn, nice.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Do you have any favorite dice yet? Is there any dice that betrays you?
Oh yes. I try to rotate between them, but oh my goodness, I completely forgot I forgot the name of someone who made them for me, but one of my fans sent me this dice case with a built-in dice roller
Awesome.
in the
Oh, it's so
bisexual
cool.
That's
colors.
so cool.
And then also like made custom dice for me.
That's
Are
awesome.
so beautiful, and I
That's
could
so
not
good.
love this gift more.
Same.
And I use these. That is definitely my favorite set. I try to rotate between the ones I get from people to be fair, but like that's definitely my favorite.
Mm-hmm. My favorite's this one. This is my lucky pink dice. This is the one I use whenever
Hate
I'm in.
that dice.
This is the one that is repeatedly screwed over the party. Whenever I need a good roll, I just roll this thing and it pops out a 19 every time. I don't crit, but like actually I do crit occasionally. It's just a good dice. It's my favorite.
I'm gonna put a bounty on that dice for anyone who can bring me that
Yes.
dice's head.
Yes.
If you
Anyone who could break into
I'll
Offbeat's
give it.
home.
if anyone breaks into my home, I will call the police. And I'll
Leave
I-
all
I-
his
I-
tech,
I-
leave
as-
all his
as you-
hardware.
as you
Don't
should.
touch him, but take that die.
As
Bring
for
it
my
to me alive.
As for my least favorite dice, where is this stupid dice set? It's this red set. This set sucks. Look at this thing. It's crap. Look at it. It only knows how to roll a 1. It's never rolled above
Roll it.
like
Roll
5.
it now. Roll it
Roll it
now.
now. Roll it now.
Oh,
Right now.
God. Let's see what we get. Come on, don't fail me now. Rolled a 10. Average.
Wow,
That has a 1 in it.
incredibly
It's
average.
incredibly average.
So that's my least favorite dice set.
Technically slightly below average.
Because 11. Oh god, and this thing just broke, of course, because it's a crap set. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions that I think will be good. Spud, you seem like you saw something funny.
Oh, that has or will there ever be a Piggly signal like the bat signal?
What would it
I mean,
even
if there is,
consist
it's
of?
just it's gonna be skywriting, just saying Popley.
Where's Popley?
Where's Popley?
Do you know Popley?
Does anyone know Popley, please?
If we make merch, that's gonna be a shirt. Do you know Popley?
You know Popley? How long do you plan to make the campaign, Offbeat? I plan to make it a while. I don't know, at
To
least
be decided.
at least a year. Kind of depends on how fast these guys can get through it. It's got an end. I don't know how long that'll take though. I've never run this campaign before. This is all new for you guys. This is a whole new experience. Because this is homebrew and I'm very lazy. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go for it, Marcus.
Yeah, no, there's a great question in the YouTube comments of how do we feel about people cosplaying or attempting to cosplay our characters. I'm 100% in favor of that.
Do it.
Please
Do it.
cosplay
Do it.
tour, tag me, send me pics, tag Outlaw, tag everything. Just
Yeah.
send it. I'll be so
For
stoked
sure.
by that. That's amazing.
Well, unless anyone has any glaring questions from the chat, we're about 5 minutes from the end here.
I'll answer one I see. It says, Caroline, use
I
your
was
voice
just
acting
about to
skills
bring it
do
up to
impressions.
you.
I have a TikTok of Bunny doing impressions of everyone.
Yes,
So,
that
you know,
It's a very
now
good
we're
video.
through.
it's very
I
good.
think I
They're
missed
all
that one.
extremely
I'll have to find
accurate.
that.
You couldn't even tell if you heard the voices, you wouldn't even be able to tell them apart. Like,
I don't know
But-
about that.
Put them in. Just put them over. questions for all of you guys. For you guys, this is from me, from your good old home slice. How exactly do I want to ask this? Where do you see your characters going from here, from where they're at? Like,
Oh, that's a good question.
where are they? What's their next step? Like, do
Well,
they
Bunny's-
yeah, just like where are they going? I'll leave it vague.
Bunny is definitely very focused. She wants to get to the All Tree next. Very
Mhm.
much so.
Good. You should. Spudson.
Towards Popley.
Okay.
If there ever is like a point where I know where Piggly knows where Popley is and the party doesn't want to go there, he will leave. That is where his loyalty lies.
Fair. Marcus.
Short-term, Dorg needs to find his Dorg needs to find Mako, because that's always his goal. Find out where she is, make sure she's okay. Long-term, Dorg's goal is perpetually find the biggest thing to fight and the strongest drink to drink, because that is his ethos. That is who the man is, and he loves it.
Liz.
To fix her home country and destroy the institutions, and you might just have to kill Industria to do that. But also, she also wants to be the best person she can for the party. I don't think those are mutually exclusive.
Fair enough.
I'm just gonna say, if Industria is the god that Dorg has to punch, I'ma punch that guy.
Honestly, I think Industria needs a punch. As the guy writing and playing him, he deserves it. Helmsworth.
Helmsworth. It's
Without
It's
revealing
true.
too much of your backstory, because I know yours.
yeah, no, it's trick. It's not even because of that. It's just tricky, just because of the way things are progressing. I don't really know how Helmsworth is going to interact with the party, because it's very dependent on how they interact with him and just straight up just how events play out. Because a lot of the way he's going to interact with the party and with this world overall is going to depend on the way he's treated.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, it's very difficult for me to say where exactly he's going. But like it could be in a good way, and it could very easily be a very bad way. But like that just remains to be seen. Like even as soon as next session, you could see stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that is all the time that I have allotted in my life to do this, so that I can still keep up with my own schedule in life. So thank you guys so much for coming to the Q&A. This has been a lot of fun. Everyone, please make sure that you check out the stream every single Monday at 8 p.m. and check out all of these lovely people in their things. I'll give them all a chance to plug should they desire it. Mash Budson, go.
Mash Spudson. Marcus, go.
At Marcus Territory everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, OnlyFans, my website, marcusterritory.ca. I make funny faces and make law jokes and stupid stuff.
Caroline.
At Caroline Smash on TikTok and Instagram.
Ballad.
You can follow me on TikTok, and maybe one day you'll see something from me.
Everyone check out Ballad Boy's TikTok. It's really funny.
Hell yeah.
And Liz, or is this hiatus time?
It is hiatus time, but you guys do me a favor and check out all of these people and support them. A lot to me.
Alrighty. Well, everybody, I can't raid on YouTube, which sucks. So go do something for yourself tonight. You know, drink water. And this will all be up on my YouTube if you missed the stream already. So have a great night, everybody. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Bye, Ness.
Bye.
Bye.